Stay tuned for a giveaway by Bellesa and I. Do you remember the voice actor with multiple personalities? They're a huge fan of Steven Universe, and people also said that James sounds like Owen Wilson.
I know we're a little tired, but you want to show them that we can kiss?
Oh yeah. We should show them that.
Hey guys, listen. Hold up. Oh man, I'm tired. Lights are bright.
Let's go to bed.
Two souls, one bod. Jessie and James, father and daughter / couple that share a body. Some people were commenting on my last videos about them like, oh my gosh, Michelle, they are so totally faking and this is like clearly a cash grab or attention-seeking behavior. But honestly, let's just step outside of our box for one moment, even though there are some questionable videos that lean towards the theory of money / attention.
I don't know, how do we switch so quickly? Oh, we almost glitched. Yeah, I felt that.
Can we do the weird thing?
Well, how do we do the weird thing?
You know, where we just like bug the voice out.
Okay,
Let's not do that.
let's not do that.
Two Souls, One Bod has been involved in a fair amount of controversy. From cringy TikToks and misinformation to, you know, making a Discord server in which they're teaching people about menstruation and sex. What other, I don't even know, you can't say spicy, it's like not drama. Some of it is just too real to be drama, is involved in Two Souls, One Bod. Before we get into it, let's talk about the world of sexual wellness with Bellesa. My friends at Bellesa and I are literally giving away free vibrators and gift cards to everyone who signs up for my giveaway. Bellesa is a by women company for all things sexual wellness, because their mission is to help everyone embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality. I'm very excited to be collaborating with them again, as they have sent me a selection of incredible quality products to try, making them my go-to shop for sexual health. This lovely pink vibe is the Pebble, a super beginner-friendly product that is highly rated by users. I love that it's designed for independent hand control and it fits perfectly in your hand. It's incredibly comfortable and it's ergonomically designed for maximum comfort and support. My favorite part is that there are no annoying pattern modes. I think the Pebble is perfect for you if you're looking for something that is easy to use and effective. Meet my best friend, the Whisper Bullet, the world's first silent vibrator. Bellesa's new WhisperTech technology ensures you can enjoy any power mode with complete confidence and no need for caution. This is a must-have if you have housemates, because you no longer have to wait until you're home alone or it's 3 a.m. I'm serious, check this out. This is the hardest setting. It's made from the softest silicone and features 5 vibration speeds from gentle to intense. I love having options, so here we have the wonderful Demi Wand. This toy works for all body types because orgasms are for absolutely everyone. And of course, it comes in this incredibly cute yellow charging case. The unique feature of the Demi Wand is its flexible neck, allowing you to effortlessly find the perfect angle and pressure for your ideal experience. And there are no annoying pattern modes because if you know, you know. So if you want to try any of these toys out for yourself, Bellesa offers a wide variety of toys, not just these ones, for sexual wellness. I know you will love them as much as I do, which is why I'm so excited to be doing a giveaway with them. Everyone who enters wins something, whether it's a toy or a gift card. Just click the link in the description to get your gift from me and Bellesa. Why are Two Souls, One Bod considered problematic, and how did they get banned on TikTok? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Well, let's find out.
Oh, dude. Don't.
Well, you wanted to know.
Two souls in one body. Could this be dissociative identity disorder? No, because if you don't know, dissociative identity disorder is the presence of 2 or more distinct personality traits that are formed during severe and repeated trauma. DID is so much more than alters and switching. It is actually a very complex trauma-based dissociative disorder. James was a 22-year-old male at birth when his fiancée experienced a miscarriage, at which time the miscarried became a part of him inside. And not like, I love them so much they'll always be with me. Like, literally there are multiple personalities now. So love, rather than severe and repeated trauma, brought them together. This didn't stop them from creating a TikTok saying, "This is what DID looks like," for months, spreading all kinds of misinformation. Just a few examples are that they cured their autism spectrum disorder, and when they experienced tics when switching, that's automatically Tourette's. If you tic, you definitely have Tourette's. You don't need trauma to develop DID. A lot of this can just be debunked by like a simple Google search. The birth of TwoSoulsOneBod online was discovered on this Reddit post they made. This Reddit post is a lot, so I'll kind of summarize it for you. I experience a distinct neurological/existential switch where the person before HRT is not the same person existentially after. The early transition is racked with random dissociative episodes until the brain finishes rewiring itself for that female person. My personal experience in this area has been extreme, and I can only describe it as hormonal neurological side. The person prior to HRT passed away, and I now exist in what remains of their body. They knew what was happening by the end and wanted me to exist. They willingly and happily committed suicide. The person prior to HRT was undoubtedly male and was not me. In the final months, he came to realize and view me as his only daughter from his failed marriage. Everyone in his life and now mine are realizing he's dead and I exist, and it's terrifying. I have his memories, but they are entirely separate from mine. When he stopped existing, it was almost like he faded into his memories until he no longer physically existed. I have to assume that this was on like a trans or hormone replacement therapy Reddit, and I really hope that this didn't scare anyone away who was thinking about transitioning. But what I took from this was that they were confusing being trans with literally being 2 separate people. I imagine that transitioning can help someone embrace who they've always been, and they might even feel more like their true self. But not being able to remember who you were before transitioning and experiencing all these dissociative episodes of before and after, I've never really heard of this in the trans community. Feel free to educate me down below, but my point is that this is not DID either. It kind of seems like Jessie is describing a single continuous identity that evolved through a profound existential shift. I mean, I completely understand why Jessie would believe this is DID, especially considering that James came back into the body 5 years later. I don't know, maybe some people who have transitioned feel conflicted between the person that they've always been and the person that they've kind of been forced to be their entire life, but this is completely different from 2 coexisting identities. After entering James's body, Jessie kind of sat in the passenger seat and watched him live life for about 8 years before he decided to die so that she could have the body all to herself, and he died for like 5 years. When James was resurrected, they decided that what they were experiencing was DID. Jessie and James gained traction instantly when they made their TikTok in 2020. I mean, this was during a time when imitative DID was skyrocketing.
We almost glitched. Okay, don't. Okay, hold up. Alright, let's not do that. Yeah, let's not do that. We're the people who are still alive.
How do we know squirrels don't get like dissociative identity disorder? That squirrel could have 2 people, not 2 people, 2 squirrels inside of him. Okay, dude, we're like so public right now. I know. We're like outside.
A lot of their time on TikTok was indeed spent trying to convince others that they were actually 2 souls in one body. The lengths they went involved like kind of hurting themselves in a way. Like, check this out.
Okay, James, how do we prove that we're 2 people in one body? I feel like they need to see the eyes rolling in the back of the head.
Okay, well, it's not like that for us. We can just instantaneously switch. I know, dude, but like, let's humor them, right? Like, they need to be convinced. Okay, let's rapid switch. Okay, but that sometimes glitches us out. But then we'll like, it frees up the circuits, you know? All right, here we go. I'm bringing it in. That's close enough, dude. They're gonna see my pores. Okay. All right, you ready? Me. All right, that was an error. Okay, let's not glitch. Let's not glitch out anymore. Okay.
This shows to me kind of why someone with actual DID might not want to force a switch. If it's not like absolutely necessary and it's just for like, oh, you know, entertainment, it can cause things like headaches, dissociation, and possible mistrust with other alters if they hadn't previously consented. And it's just hard because it's like, if your goal was truly to educate about DID, why didn't you open up the books? You know what I mean? Teach people about that instead of just like,
well, this is how it works for us. Let's pass the high in the brain.
No, because they literally did this. Like, they described how one part of the body can be high off of smoked hams and then the other identity isn't, and they kind of pass it like a ball to each other. That's very educational.
Hey Jessie, so how are you feeling?
Feeling good. Are my eyes red?
I can't see because you have the eyeballs. It seems like you're pretty high right now on smoked hams.
Yes. Smoke hams. Yeah, okay. But now I'm gonna do this thing where I pass it to you.
Alright, that's really cruel. Oh wow, this is a lot. Oh, this is nice though.
Oh, you're so cute.
I know, I'm really high.
Oh, dude, don't pass it to me.
I'm passing it to you.
And so all we're doing is we're just moving around in the brain because certain parts of the brain are affected by like certain things differently than other things. So we just...
Yeah, so we just like play. It's like we play tag.
Yeah, it's like we play tag.
So sure, a few of their TikToks definitely, you know, they don't seem as much for the education as they are for like, I don't know, attention or money. Other TikToks were just conversations they were having with each other, which again is like, if you were sitting down with your friend or your significant other and just having like a conversation about what you're gonna eat, you know what I mean? It's like, why would you want to upload that to TikTok? They finally made a Discord server to educate and let their audience share their experiences. But this decision would mark the beginning of some deeply troubling events. Their Discord server is a long and disturbing rabbit hole from sexual education to traumatized individuals or anybody who wants to join to racist admins. I obviously wasn't in the Discord server, so like allegedly these are just words from people who were in it. First of all, we've got the staff. The head admin made some racist remarks. They expressed that they don't care if someone is a person of color, and when people tried messaging them about racism or cultural appropriation, they just acted annoyed. Another person was undiagnosed, but they had a large suspicion of having OSDD-1B. I don't want to give like misinformation about it, so I'm going to be extremely general, correct me if I'm wrong, but OSDD is not enough criteria to be diagnosed with DID. However, it can kind of be like DID without the amnesic barriers. People with DID, especially when they have first been diagnosed or aren't diagnosed, they might not remember what another alter was doing while they were out, while people with OSDD are able to recall. I'm not going to say that self-diagnosis of a complex dissociative disorder is 100% black and white, all good or all bad. In my opinion, self-diagnosis is not inherently bad. I mean, you might be in a waiting list. It can be very time-consuming, exhausting, difficult to get resources to get a diagnosis. But down the road, we'll be able to see how educating impressionable members about dissociative disorders proved to be unintentionally very harmful. For example, we had members confusing their symptoms of borderline personality disorder, PTSD, CPTSD, other dissociative dissociative disorders, or, just being a human being with having DID. Jessie and James plan to educate their vulnerable members about sex education, but abandoned these plans after severe backlash. Whether by intent or otherwise, they were educating a traumatized, open body of individuals about sex. When this was calmly pointed out, people who were voicing their concerns were silenced, blocked, and demonized by Jessie, James, and their moderation team. People hypothesized that Jessie and James were going to try again because they genuinely did not understand why this was problematic. Despite getting annoyed about viewers bringing up their job in sex work on TikTok live streams and in the Discord, they continued to answer questions about it, essentially inviting their audience to look up their name and find Jessie's adult content. The Discord server frequently featured role-playing, explicit conversations, and instances where moderators were on voice chat while high or drunk. They also discussed ADHD and autism spectrum disorder on voice chat, claiming that if you have ADHD or autism, you're actually multiple people, and if you stim or something like that, it's because you're multiple people. Your body doesn't know how to react to you being multiple people, and you're essentially rejecting it, and once you accept it, your autism will go away.
All right, Jess, what does glitching actually feel like? It's what severe autism is. Okay, wait. Okay, how? Okay, so this brain's autistic, and when we were in denial, for months and months, right? You brought me back from the dead. Right, exactly. You're not a zombie, dude. Okay, a little bit. Oh yeah, so when we were in denial, we were both trying to occupy the front at the same time, full body front. And actually, it doubled our sensory input. It did. And it caused a feedback loop in the brain. And so we were constantly ticking and constantly glitching out. It was just never ending. And we had to rock and we had to stim. And I had never stimmed in all my life. Neither had I. I've never stimmed and I've never rocked and I've never had tics. Right. But it wasn't until we realized that we were both trying to occupy the whole body. Right. As soon as we separated, the tics and the rocking and the stimming stopped. Right. We went from basically having debilitatingly severe autism. It's all running on the same operating system. Don't get into that. Yeah, I know. They're not ready to realize that they're being simulated. I know. That's going to be weird. Don't tell them about that. When you have two consciousnesses in one brain, you learn a lot. I don't know if humanity's ready for that. Stop. So what is a tic, right? It's trying to stop the air. It's it's the brain's way of basically trying to stop whatever's causing pain and causing an error. Ooh, sometimes we do the error thing. Yeah, the error thing's creepy. Yeah, the brain can actually talk, but it's not an alter. I know, because that's what a tic is, right? It's the brain's way of trying to automatically shut down a feedback loop. Exactly.
Blaming stims on having two souls is something else. People attempted to give them a chance to voice their concerns on voice chat, and they said this.
They've had a question that
Yeah, it's been
should be
scammed a
addressed.
lot. So, and it's pretty important. So,
Okay, go for it. Look, okay, hold on. Look, you're way too heated for this. If this is going to be another one of those questions that's just absolutely, yeah, I don't know. All right. Tell you what we'll do is we're going to stop this discussion. Yeah, all right. Yeah, because you are so heated. And I don't want to go through that. You being heated is it's very unusual. It's very different. Okay. So usually it's me that's all flustered and frustrated. Yeah. So I'm gonna no, we're not. We're gonna take a break. We have stuff to do with our life. Yeah. And so we'll address everything in time. And it's gonna take us time to get the truth out and to do all this. You guys have to give us a break. Yeah, she's still. Everything has to. Yeah, we've got a whole life we're trying to live here. So. Give us some time. We are two souls in one bod. I want to stress the one bod part. There's only the ability for us to do one thing at a time.
The admins collectively agreed that the server was completely inappropriate and they decided to shut it down. and Jessie and James were absolutely shocked. Jessie and James claimed that the staff needed to take care of their mental health, but other people hypothesized that the staff revolted after finding out about their bullshit lies. And of course, they went on live to talk about why their Discord shut down.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about everything today. Yeah, we're going into everything. Today's gonna be a fun day. Yeah, ultimately, I don't think we could have. Well, because it was really cool. I thought the idea of like having like open discussions and debates on every single topic under the sun. I know it was a very noble pursuit.
Their pursuit to educate a wide range of people on explicit topics was noble. I mean, you see, they were just in over their heads.
It was well intentioned. But I think, like, I don't know anything about running a Discord. I'm from 2016. I Discord, you know, last call that I ever made that was like a FaceTime, as I now know, was on Skype with my family. So that was it. That's my experience with Discord. Once they started, like, putting everything up and all the channels, I was completely lost. And I just couldn't, And have never had a Discord that big with that many people and that diverse of an audience, especially with people who, you know, especially with all the people who don't like us. Yeah, it was too much.
Is this weaponized incompetence? I didn't know I was the victim. But bro, what about the people who were victimized? There was so little time spent talking about the people who were actually affected by the server.
Yeah, I don't know why they're kink shaming. Well, I think that's like, this is the whole big discussion, right? Yeah, it's all a part of the discussion. Is that why would you kink shame people? Why would you kink shame anyone? And also, why would you, you know, degrade women for doing like adult work? It's awful. Yeah, sex work is real work. And I think that's just, it's not anything controversial. It's not something explicit. It's just that's just right. But see, like, not everybody feels that way.
It sucks, but I don't put it past people for kink shaming you or coming after you for doing adult content on the internet. It's terrible, but there were so many people in the comments saying that that's not what people were mad about. Shocker, you guys, but a snark Reddit was made about them, and to this day, it is in the 15th percentile in size. People found their old accounts before they claimed to have DID, where they were saying they're a dysphoric trans person. They claimed that people were doxing them for finding public information about their old Reddit or Twitch. After people discovered their Reddit, they mysteriously deleted all Reddit posts. There aren't many records from their old accounts, but a few publicly available screenshots have them unironically talking about misogyny and a lot of other things that YouTube would not agree with me talking about. Things were not going great on TikTok for them either. There was this battle between people saying, this is clearly not how DID presents, while other people were calling those people bullies and ableist. People were describing how their presentation was nothing like their presentation of DID, while other people like this person described people he knew who had DID and it looked nothing like this.
Let's stop doing this. When this girl switched, sometimes it took a very long time. It could take like 2-3 hours, and she would just be like in a trance almost. And that's how we knew it was happening. So we just kind of like left her alone, made sure she was okay. Other times it was like pretty quickly within a couple of minutes, but it was never, ever just a full-on conversation, dueling banjos with herself like, hey Maria, hey Joe, how's it going? Oh, pretty good. When she would switch, she was often embarrassed, really confused. She was tired sometimes. And seeing this person essentially treating this disorder as like an open mic night and like doing songs, duetting yourself on guitar, it's making a mockery of the disorder. If you actually have DID or you know somebody with DID, I don't have to tell you, it's not a party trick. You don't gather around the table and watch Grandma Joyce turn into like Marjorie and Norma and like have a conversation with themselves just for funsies. It doesn't work like that.
Jessie and James eventually decided to private their TikTok account, and in their description it said they were taking a break because of bullying. They uploaded this and left. We are dealing with doxing and financial instability and need some time to take care of ourselves and evaluate if we are physically safe and if we should continue with Two Souls, One Bod. If you would like to support us or buy us a pizza, our Cash App is this. We are under a lot of stress and Two Souls, One Bod has meant so much to the both of us. Thank you for being patient with us. We love you. Unfortunately, they weren't exaggerating about the doxing either. A Discord was created by people with good intentions with the goal of exposing their misinformation and inconsistencies, but there were some people who believed that Jessie and James's behavior warranted doxing personal information. They took a few months break before coming back and saying, hey, you can't fake claim me anymore because
I was diagnosed with a DID.
Hi everyone, it's us, Jessie and James. Thank you all for being patient with us while we took a mental health break to spend time with our family and assess our situation and safety. It's been a hard 2 months, but we have been doing much better mentally and physically. In February, with our family's financial help, we saw a psychiatrist and were diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. In total, we have been diagnosed with DID, PTSD, ADHD, ASD, and GAD. Our family supports our diagnosis. We are both now medically confirmed to exist as individuals and are capable of rapidly switching back and forth. We are also valid members of the DID community, and we are what real DID looks like. Over the last 2 months, we have improved our switching even further and have started to develop more complex and faster switching techniques. On our own, we were able to further confirm that we can see our brain functioning by comparing previous documentation we mapped out with studies on how the brain encodes information. We've also spent our downtime working on producing our music, and one of our songs has turned into a real banger. A cool trick we've learned is one person plays the guitar while the other person sings. Thank you to everyone who believed in us. Remember, you are valid, smiley face. Love, Jessie and James. This is a whole lot of we are validated now and a lot less we are genuinely sorry. Would they have sought out a diagnosis if there weren't thousands of people saying like, you're not even diagnosed, you're not allowed to educate? You're medically confirmed to exist. Do you care to elaborate on that? When you have DID, you are one singular person. You're not literally multiple people. Like, you don't have multiple identities voting or taking driver's tests. DID is the result of trauma where your brain thinks that it might not survive this situation, so it literally splits off into multiple identities to survive. Not literally, you are multiple people. This was suspicious for a number of reasons. People hypothesized that they were diagnosed by a provider who didn't specialize in DID. Jessie formed when the body was 22 years old, and DID just does not develop that late in life. Additionally, during the appointment, did they just happen to forget to mention that Jessie was James's miscarried daughter? This information might make a doctor want to consider different diagnoses instead of jumping on the one that the patient is insisting that they have. Properly diagnosing DID can take months to years, and improving communication between alters is an exhausting and lengthy process. But they're claiming to have quick progress, and they're making like jokes about a serious trauma-based disorder, like calling it a new trick. I mean, hey, Jessie is able to sing while James plays guitar. They said, we are what real DID looks like. Meanwhile, people have come forward about not believing DID existed at all because Jessie and James were the first people that they came across claiming to have DID. Or just imagine having DID and you finally work up the courage to tell your friend about it, and they're just like,
Oh, like, can I talk to these multiple identities at the same time?
They made a video called Our Dissociative Identity Disorder Diagnosis and Journey. And I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to make a part 2 about this because it is a long journey. But I hate cliffhangers so much, I'm not gonna do that to you. Basically, their journey ends with their account getting banned. I'm not exactly sure why, but a lot of people were reporting them for misinformation. This might be controversial, but I think that this should be happening more commonly when people are spreading misinformation about mental illness online. Because there are people online who become genuinely convinced that they have these disorders that they don't have. It's like if I said to you, If you shake your leg up and down every now and again, you for sure have ADHD, and you're like, oh my gosh. And so you make a TikTok and you start spreading misinformation about it, and then it really does, it snowballs. And there are equally as many people who are willing to fake disorders for views, attention, money, etc. online. Most recently, a few months ago, they came on the YouTube channel of Jeffrey Mishlove talking about how I believe they just don't believe they have DID anymore. They genuinely believe they are two souls in one body. In conclusion, I think this is a great example of why media literacy and skepticism is so important online. We need to be critical about what we consume, especially when talking about something as complex as mental illness. The fact that Jessie and James gave a lot of misinformation about DID, and this was casually shared with millions of people, it just really shows how easy it is for a vulnerable person to fall into echo chambers, self-diagnosis, or worse, just faking a disorder for attention or money. Do you think TwoSoulsOneBod is or are genuinely two people within one body? Do you think they are? Do you think that they're just completely faking it for, I don't know, attention or money? I keep going back and forth because their story stays pretty darn consistent. I mean, there's a few holes, of course, but then there's also some TikToks we see where it's just like, there's no way that this is not for like money or attention. Please let me know. Thank you so much. It helps with the algorithm. Make sure to comment below and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn the bell on if you are feeling risky today. Thank you so much to each and every one of my members for supporting my efforts on this channel. It genuinely means the world to me, and for Bellesa for collaborating with me on this giveaway. But to everyone, I hope you have a good day, night, whatever the case may be, and peace out.